mandate. Hacksaw says it's got to be a playoff season. I just look at the makeup of the Anaheim Ducks. They've drafted all these kids. They force fed all these kids. These kids have played pretty well. I am of the opinion they're about to cross the threshold and become good. I'm of the opinion that Chris Kreider, who came, he scored a lot of goals with the New York Rangers, will be a difference maker. Mikael Granlund, who scored 22 last year in Dallas, he comes in the front door. Ryan Poling's kind of a grinder. He had 12 goals with the Philadelphia Flyers, and they got Vetrano, they got Kellum, they got Strome. So I think from a veteran perspective, they added productivity, and that's important because otherwise, just a year ago, the last couple of years, all it was Troy Terry, the young number one pick Leo Carlson, the development of Mason McTavish, and last year's rookie sensation who scored 20 goals, Cutter Gauthier. So I think the Ducks are right at the threshold of being a playoff team. Like their defense, pretty young, led by the big money defenseman they just signed, Jackson Lacombe, and former San Diego Gull, Olin Zellweger. I think collectively that's a pretty good team. And Luka Dostal, who was down here with the Gulls for a couple of years, he became a star. That's why they traded John Gibson. So I like every aspect of what I've seen with the Ducks. It's just now time to make it come together, cross the threshold, and become a playoff team. In terms of the Gulls, they've really gone through a bad stretch of time because the Ducks took all the young draft picks and put them in the NHL well before they were ready. But boy, I look at the Gulls as they sit here now. They open on Friday night in Coachella Valley and then come home a week from now. The Gulls have got 4 veteran AHL forwards. Guys have been in the league for 5 years, 8 years, etc. These are proven commodity guys. Justin Bailey, Ryan Carpenter, Matt Phillips, who came from Colorado, Cal Barker. That's 54 goals from veteran proven guys in the American League. Then they've got, at this point, I've got 4 young forwards led by the Russian Igor Sedorov, Pastuva, Mysak, Caulfield. They got 81 goals from those kids last year. So now you got 4 veterans plus the kids scoring goals. I think their defense is really solid. They got a player from Scandinavia by the name of Stian Solberg, who did not make the big club. He's here. I don't know how long he's going to be here, but you got Solberg and Noah Warren, Tristan Lunau, Hines, and their goaltending right now, I think is superb. They just got Detroit Red Wing goalie Ville Husso, who's played in the American League and has won a lot of games and has obviously played in the NHL. He's going to be one of their starting goaltenders here with Kelly Klang. So I think the Gulls are going to be so different. Now the question is, do the Ducks leave all these guys here? Will the Ducks start calling people up? But at least coming out of the AHL gate, I think they got so many young athletes who've got a year under their belt who proved they could play here. And now you're adding even more. This kid from Scandinavia, Stian Solberg, this defenseman, he's going to be in the NHL quick, but he's starting here. So that's the headline. That headline is true. Ducks, Gulls, equal playoffs. That's what I'm expecting. Go ahead, you, John.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, it's great. Hockey season starting. I want to ask you, like, you're talking about let's talk about the Gulls specifically, because all their young talent was brought up to the Ducks, and you said they have 4 veterans, but what are the ages of that Gulls roster? I'd imagine they'd have like some guys that are right around 20 years old, and then probably some that are maybe in their mid to late 20s. Is that about right?
Well, the veterans that I mentioned at the top of the list, the Ryan Carpenters, the Justin Baileys of the world, those guys are 27, 28. They are AHL lifers. They get called to the NHL if there's been a major injury. But these guys are proven commodities here, and they're willing to play here. It's an intangible about leadership that I think is of great value. So they've really got every layer covered. And all the young guys that they've got, the Sedorovs and Pasturovs, those guys are 20 and 21 who cut their teeth last year and now supported by more veterans with a year's experience under their young belt. And then you add into it what they're bringing in. The kid from Scandinavia, I think, is a fine player. So they seem to have every layer covered. We'll see if the Ducks leave these kids here, but at this point, they'll be competitive, I think, right out of the gate because they got vested veterans, and now they got another breed of pretty good young players.
Nice. Hey, any updates on the Kings?
Kings lost their first game, came back and won their second game. And their season has started early. They're 1-1 out of the gate, but that's an older team. Has to win right now. Has to find a way to get around the Edmonton Oilers because they've lost to them 4 straight years in the postseason. So it has to happen now for them to go deep in the Stanley Cup playoffs because the Kempes, the Kopitars, the Drew Dowdys of the world, that's an awful lot of age that's on that roster. And they've been so good, so close, but they haven't been able to win in the first round of playoffs. That has to change now.
Kings, Clippers, a lot of old dudes on those rosters.
Yeah, very much so. Clippers much older than the LA Kings. Okay, John, final topic on the